are these little guys?
So this is Cuddles, and this is Mozie, and these are my muses. Hi, my name is Lindsay Ogus, and I am the artist. Well, I've always just been obsessed with working with my hands and with very intricate detail. I remember when I was in school, when I was in class, I would always doodle and I would make these little patterns because I couldn't really focus and I had a bit of ADD. There's no preconception before I do it. It's just very subconscious. Whatever comes, comes, and it would always just calm me down immensely. I've just always been fascinated by molecular forms and mystical, whimsical forms as well. Human nature at the elementary form through my art and figuring out what that looks like to me and what that feels like to me. And I feel like if I were made of a particle, it would look like this. So I was at my cottage a few years ago, and I was sleeping next to my then boyfriend, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I shook him awake and I was like, David, listen, I have this idea about what I need to do. I'm gonna make this art piece and it's gonna have these little pieces. I started to describe it and he looked over at me like, are you sleep talking? Are you crazy? Like, what are you saying right now? The essence of this, there's a lot of different layers, but as you can see, it's a QR code. And I know that these things are totally outdated and nobody uses them, but I purely used it for the sake of concept. So I was thinking about like the digital age and how this like scary idea that you know, there's technology coming out where eventually people might have these chips in them, which like are ways to be scanned. This would have been, I guess, my QR code. If someone were to like kind of sum me up, it would look like this.
So why do you do the art that you do?
Why? For me, art is really personal. I was a bit of an awkward kid and I never really fit in at school, and I found subjects pretty challenging, and just fitting in socially was always really challenging for me. And I used to skip a lot of school because I was bullied a lot as a kid. And you probably wouldn't believe it, but I was really overweight. And I went to a school where people had a lot of money and my family really didn't come from very much. And there were just a lot of things going on in my life and it was really difficult. It was a tough growing up. So when I found art, it was really like the one thing that I had that was mine that no one could take from me. And it was the thing that I felt I could really pour myself into. I do it because it saves me.